G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. This resin is getting a little bit warm already, so I'm just going to decant it quickly and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Well, you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to do coasters. It's been ages since I've done a set of coasters, hasn't it? When I started doing the 3D bloom, all I did was coasters. And then I went on to trays and other things, but it's going to revisit the old coasters today. Set of 4 coasters, something that we can use, something that's useful around the home. So I'm just dividing that resin between those 4. Let's have a look. This one needs a bit more. So this is my large, deep coaster mold. I've got a small deep as well, and then I've also got the regular that's not so deep in small and large. This is the large deep, and I thought I'd use the deep because I want to do 2 layers of the bloom. So I haven't got my piping bag organised yet. Gosh, I just put some bloom in there. I've got 30 grams of resin and 3 drops of bloom. And I am using the Let's Resin Fast Cure, like I always do for my blooms. Let's pop that back on the shelf. All right. So I don't need the piping bag to be quite that long. So I'm just going to snip some off. Otherwise, I tend to get sort of more dangling down, and you've got to be careful of dangles. I'll pop that in there. So I'm going to do a very basic bloom for you today. So if you're a newbie just starting out with 3D blooms, hopefully this will help you. And where is it? I can see a couple of little bubbles. I'll just pull them in. They like to collect on the edges there. So if you can see them and just kind of pull them into the middle, it's a bit easier to get them out. So that one there, it's risen to the surface. You can either pick it out or you can just give it a very light torch, but you have to be careful around the sides of your molds though, because you can easily melt your mold and then your resin fuses to the mold and it's ruins the mold forever. So you're going to be really careful. I'm just going to quickly just get that out very carefully. Alrighty. Now I think my resin was at about 36 degrees Celsius. The problem, well, I guess it's a problem. Doesn't have to be, but I'm not very patient because it's winter in Queensland, Australia, and the resin gets really cold and thick overnight. I measure mine and I've got 130 grams of A and 120 grams of B today. And then it's really thick, and when you stir it, it just gets lots of bubbles and it takes forever to warm up to get to the 33, 35 degrees. So I've told you this before, I put mine in the microwave for 10 seconds and that makes it a bit thinner. So the bubbles sort of dissipate a lot easier in thin resin as they do in thick resin. So that's what I do. All right, let's just snip some of this off. But then, the resin, by the time you got it out of the bubble releasing machine, it's already at sort of 36 degrees. So, but anyway, we'll just deal with it. It saves me waiting around for half an hour. Okay, what do I want to do? I think what I want to do is, I'm just going to do the old-fashioned piping like this because I haven't done it for ages. Just go all the way around. Been ages since I've done this, hasn't it? You want your little petals to be quite, or your lines, I guess, to be quite thick. If they're not thick enough, when the resin spreads, it won't sort of spread far enough. So try to have your lines thick enough. I probably made my hole a little bit too big. Oops, hang on, I probably need one more there. There we go, okay. Hopefully I've got enough white. But you can make the petals as sort of as big or as small as you want to. Because I've made them quite small, we're probably going to fill most of the area when they spread. If you wanted to be able to see a little bit more of your background, you can make them a bit smaller. I don't think I'm going to have enough to do 4, you know that? I don't think I am. And I don't have any more resin left. I used it all. I might just have to stick to 2. But yeah, if I made these a bit smaller, I probably would have room to do more. Maybe I can get 1 more out of it, but I don't think I'll get 4, that's for sure. But yeah, if I made them slightly bigger and not used as much white in each one, I probably would have room for 4. Oh, never mind. We've got a set of 3. Hopefully you can get a set of 3 out of this. I need to push this back up. Look, there's not much left. Okay, so next time, 10 grams per. I only did 30 grams, so I could have easily have done 40 grams. So it's only 10 grams extra. I could have easily have done that, and then I would have had enough to do 4. But as I always say, I learned the hard way. Do as I say, not as I do. So do 10 grams per coaster. Right up to the edge. There we go. Whoops. Oh, they're looking really pretty. So yeah, all gone. Sorry, little one. Sorry, so sorry. Never mind. All right, now where's my little tool gone? Here. Now the other thing we need to do is, oh look at it spreading wonderfully already. See these little blobs here? And that one didn't quite have enough, so we're just gonna make them look a little bit pretty. Just sort of move your blobs. If you see a blob, oh, that's spreading really well already. All right, now because I haven't put any glitter in the center, I thought I would do that. You could do this 2 ways, and I think I'm just going to do the easier way. Like I said, it's just for the newbies, for the beginners to 3D blooms. There's a few things you need to consider. Your resin. It's best to start with a thick resin, like a medium viscosity. Wait till it gets to say 35 degrees Celsius. Anywhere sort of between 33, 36, even 38 sometimes. But if you're going to be quite slow at doing these, by the time you get to the last one, it's probably going to be too hot and it won't really work. But so nice thick resin. I use the Let's Resin Fast Cure. Wait till your resin gets to 33, 35 degrees. Then decant it and take a bit out for your white all at the same time. So yeah, it should work. So those are the sort of main 2 things, and don't use too much white. White pigment paste is really heavy. So I've developed the bloom, and it says on the back, especially for 3D blooms, it says on the back 1 drop for every 10 grams of resin. So that way, you're not digging into a pot and thinking, oh gosh, how much have I got on my stick? It's just easy, 1 drop per 10 grams. These are doing amazing. So anyway, so those are the really important things. Thick resin, wait for it to temperature, not too much white. So so you can, if you want to, get a syringe or a pipette and suck the middle out, and that'll give you like that sort of flowery center. Or you can just get your little, you can use one of these little silicone sticks, or you can just use, if you wanted to, like a tip like that, but it's not, I don't think it's wide enough. And then you just give the center a swirl. So that's what I'm going to do today. So basically what we're going to do is we want to draw the sort of that much. We don't want to swirl just a little bit in the middle. I mean, you could, but when you swirl, it's going to kind of twist the whole flower. And if you don't like that look, it's better to do a little syringe instead. So, or maybe we'll just, but we do need to see, I don't know if you can see this white bit here. We need to incorporate that. You can't just sort of swirl in the middle, otherwise this bit's not going to be part of the swirl. So we'll start in the middle, and we go around, pick up that white there, and then come back into the middle, like so. Same with this one, start in the middle, find where your middle is, give it a swirl, pick up some of that white around the edges there, come back into the middle, start in the middle, do a bit of swirl, pick up some of that white around, and come back into the middle. And that's all you need to do. It's very easy. It is easy if you follow those 3 rules that I told you. It took me a very long time to learn how to do 3D blooms. I didn't really have anybody to help, anybody to follow. Like years ago, there was a few people doing resin 3D blooms, but there wasn't a lot that I found. All right, these are looking amazing. This one has closed up pretty much all the way now, because that was the first one I did. And hopefully this one will do the same. I don't mind if some of the gaps or some of those lines that I piped don't close up, because then you can see the background. So either way works, but I think they will close up because I did pipe my lines quite thick. But that's what I like. I like the thicker lines. So what do you think? Looking good so far. I need to get myself cleaned up. Now for the background, I'm going to do a navy blue. I wanted to do a navy blue. I wanted to do a navy blue background the other day, and I didn't have room because I ended up doing a double layer of fireworks. So today's the day. We're going to do navy blue with a little bit of a silver sparkle in it, and I think that will look really pretty. Okay, now if you find that it's not closing up as well as you like, you can get your heat gun out and you can give it a bit of just a bit of heat if you wanted to. Just a little bit, not too much, because we've waited till that resin thickened, and you don't really want it to thin out again by overheating it. So yep, that's done. All right, I will come back to you probably, well, it's probably going to take about 6 hours because it's quite cold in my studio, so the resin's going to take a bit longer to cure, but I'll come back to you and we'll do a top coat. Sorry about you, little one. So sorry. All right, we'll cover it so no bugs get in there. But yeah, out here at the beach at our new house, oh, we don't have bugs, we don't have flies. It's amazing. I'm just not used to it, because at the other house, when we lived on acreage, there was flies everywhere, even in winter, flies and bugs and moths and things. But yeah, nothing here. So cross fingers, it'll stay like that into summer. All right, see you soon. Right, these have cured now, and I am just mixing up my resin. I've allowed another probably, what did I do? I did 120 grams of A and 110 grams of B, so 230 grams, so about a cupful. And I'm using the Let's Resin Fast Cure resin again, and I thought I'd use these. I don't know if you've seen me use these before, the Let's Resin pigment paste, high concentration, bright colors, and there's 12 in there. No, 1 2 3 4 5, there's 10 in there. And I'm going to go with blue, so there's all different colors in there: yellow, orange, brown, purple, what's that one, black, white, red. So I thought I'd do that. So it's a pigment paste. If you didn't want it to be opaque, you could get away with just using some alcohol ink. Let's give that a bit of a squeeze. Not sure how much I'm going to need. And I've got my black here, just in case. If I want to make it a bit darker, like more of a navy, I can just add a tiny bit of the Let's Resin black pigment paste. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. Keep stirring it. Shall I put my timer back on, because I did stop I didn't put this resin in the debubbling machine, vacuum chamber, because I don't mind if it has a couple of bubbles in it. It's going to be opaque. So that's still quite transparent. Stay, don't fall over. I'll add another squeeze. And I would like it to be a navy, so I'm going to add just a little drop of the black, the Let's Resin black pigment paste as well. I think just one drop will do. We'll see how that goes. So I put my resin in the microwave for 15 seconds. It's nice and warm. It'll just help with the, you know, the bubble or lack of bubbles. Oh, look at that. That's looking nice, isn't it? And there goes my timer. So yeah, I stirred for 3 minutes and then I started the video, and then I thought I'll just stir for another minute, because I like to stir my resin for 4 minutes. So I figured that would be enough. What do you think? It looks very dark because it's, you know, it's in a deep cup, but if you want to just check it, you can just pop a little bit on some paper towel like that and see if that's the color that you would like. If you want it darker, add a bit more blue, or if you want it sort of more of a navy, you can add a little bit more black. Let's see if I can get a small drop out. Make that a little bit darker, but yeah, it's a good way just to test it on a piece of paper towel if you're not exactly sure what it's going to do. Okay, I don't know whether this will fill these coaster cavities to the top, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't. Now, if you wanted to, you could add some glitter or something like that. Actually, I wonder what I've got. Do I want to add glitter? Do I want to add glitter? I was going to, but see, the only bit of blue you're going to see is around the very edges there. I think I'll leave it just plain blue, because I really want those beautiful white blooms to shine through. And if you put some glitter or something like that on it, it may just detract from that a little bit. So pour onto the stick, just so that you're not splashing too much. I won't put too much in. Oh, you know what I've done? I've allowed 4. I've allowed 4 and I've only got 3. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Yeah, I didn't even think about that when I was doing it. I thought, oh yeah, I'll just make up the same as I did for the first round. Not even thinking that I only had 3 this time. So it's filling them up pretty well. Okay, maybe that's a bit too well. I've got a little bit left. And what I will do with this is I will just I'll add some glitter to it. And that way I can make some puffy hearts with it. Now, because this is the back, I'm quite happy just to spray the back with some isopropyl just to get rid of the bubbles. I don't want to torch. And that's pretty much it. So I will link, I'll put Let's Resin's website, their US Amazon store and their UK Amazon store down below if you want to grab any of their products. And resin, like I said, it's my favourite for the 3D blooms. And there's a coupon code there as well for you, so you can get 10% off anything that you buy using those links. Okay? All right. I'm going to go and find my puffy heart mold. I think it's still packed. And I'll see you in a few hours for the unmolding. All right. It is the next day. I've left these overnight to cure up. And I ended up putting a little bit of the Let's Resin opal glitter in these. So I can just get those out real quick. Oh, look at that. The resin was quite warm, like quite thick when I did this. So when the resin's thinner, the glitter drops down more. And you can sort of see it like it's more pronounced. But when it's a bit warmer like that, it still looks really pretty though. So we've got 4 of those. Very nice. Okay, to the main event. Are we ready? Let's just get them all out first. And I can move that out of the way. And I better take that out and just throw that away. Don't need that anymore, do we? Nope. All right. Are we ready? I don't remember which is which now. Okay, anyway, here we go. Let's do this. Oh, I hope they're pretty. Oh, wow, look at that. That is so pretty. It's plain, it's elegant. Sometimes less is more, and we've got that little swirl in the middle there. Very nice. Love the colour too. It's worked really well. All right, so there's that one. Let's do this one. Same again. There's a hair on it. Very similar. There's our little swirl in the middle. Turned out really pretty. And lucky number 3. Same. Oh, there's a tiny little bubble just there on the edge. Very nice. And our little swirl in the middle. And there we go. There's our little set of 3. Move them out of the way. All right. So what do you think? Do you like those? It was pretty simple. Oops, I'm trying to get away from that ring light. Pretty simple. And then, like I said, just follow those 3 rules that I said to you yesterday, and a little bit of practice. I'm sure you'll be able to do beautiful blooms. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Oh, it looks much bluer, much darker down there through my phone. They don't look quite that dark in reality. They're more of a lighter blue. Yep. All right, I am off to Norfolk Island tomorrow for a week, so I'll just pop up a couple of old videos for you to enjoy while I'm away. And I may or may not video a little bit about Norfolk Island. We'll see. I wonder if anyone's interested. If you're interested, you can let me know down below if you'd like to see the video when I get back. So we'll see how I go. I'm going with some other people as well, so you don't always want your friends in the video, or they might not want to be in the video, but I can show you some scenery anyway. All right. Love you all. Take care. I'll see you all when I get back. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.